the media stuff, and you were asked to carry a lot of the weight for promoting that Fox fight. How much of a difference does that make?
As far as
I mean, for how you feel going into a fight.
it's part of it's part of the job. It's something you have to do. I think with every fight, it kind of grows more and more. From my first fight till now, it's kind of grown more and more, and it's just part of the job. Where that's something that goes along with this.
Do you feel like you're getting more used to it or better at dealing with it?
I think I'm getting used to it, better dealing with it. Yeah, but if I have a choice, I'm going to do it.
Obviously, I mean, if you get back there again, I'm assuming it'd be the same. I mean, obviously they like to use you for the Mexican market and that sort of thing. I mean, you would assume that it'd be the same for you, correct?
Yeah, for sure. It'll definitely be the same, for sure. But it is what it is now.
Is that something that fighters can learn from as they prepare and get ready, or is that something that you just can't understand until you're in the position?
I mean, people, until you're there, then you understand it, what kind of stuff you have to do, why sometimes you're just gone, out of the month, out of the week, that, you have to do some stuff. But, it's a good thing to be, to be that busy, for sure.
Did you realize at the time how much it was draining for you, or is it more in retrospect you look back and go, man, it was taking it out of me?
Not draining, it's easy. I mean, the only stuff is with traveling. I mean, you have to get your workouts in when you can, when you're away. But as far as this stuff leading to a fight, it's a piece of cake for sure.
It seems like that heavyweight belt has proved really difficult for guys to hold on to. I mean, do you think that there's a reason for that, or do you think it's just coincidence?
For me, I think it's just coincidence. There isn't a reason for it. I think I'm always, I'm definitely a strong believer that you're in charge of your own destiny. That something isn't written, that luck and everything else has nothing to do with it. You're in charge of everything. So,
what were you able to get from Cormier about Bigfoot?
He was just so dominating in this fight, and it was so quick that there was some stuff that he was able to tell me, but that fight was so quick. You can't really judge it off of that. I'm expecting a different kind of fighter this Saturday, so that's pretty much it. I can't go off what he did in the fight with him.
And do you think it was too quick, that he didn't have much of a chance to learn? Because for him, from his perspective, he's fighting a similar kind of guy from the same camp. Do you think that he learned anything from it, or do you think it was too fast?
He was able to tell me what he saw. But everything else was just pretty much so fast that what can you judge off of it?
Bigfoot has talked about what a big adjustment it is for him, going to you, a Division I wrestler, a totally different kind of fighter. What about for you? Is this a big adjustment in preparation, or are you the kind of guy that worries about who you're fighting as you're training?
His style of fighting. He does everything good. He does kicks, punches, knees. On the ground, he's good. He's a guy that's durable, in the fight. He's a tough dude. So everywhere, just all around, he's good all around. There isn't one weakness in his game.
Is there anything specific about him that is a new challenge to you, something that maybe you haven't seen in your career, or do you feel like everything that he brings to the table you've seen before?
I fought big guys. I fought big guys with good stand-up, and I fought good guys with good wrestling. I think a combination of what he has, I haven't fought anybody like that yet. So.
Do you think the mental part of this fight is as tough as it's ever been for you, though? What you're carrying with you, this is I would think a major step for you.
The mental stuff, with this fight, it's just like any other fight, you want to go into every fight prepared, game plan, and just go out and win. This fight is no different.
But I meant to prove to not only everyone else but yourself, just the bounce back on this fight.
I have nothing to prove to anybody else. I know what I have, and I'm going to show that on Saturday. So.
What are your thoughts when you look back to that fight, man? Is it just one of those things where, hey, people get caught behind the ear, or is it like, I did this wrong, I wasn't prepared, I wasn't this? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, we had a game plan. For me, there was no sense of urgency, in executing that game plan. So that's where I messed up. I was standing outside way too long with somebody who's dangerous with his hands, and you definitely pay for it, but then you definitely learn from it.